What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with my brother. My name is Rafael Espinoza. I'm here with my brother.
Miguel Espinoza.
Miguel Espinoza. I'm going to say this now before I forget.
What?
Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I was watching this Diary of a CEO, and he always he's not starting the podcast with it, but he, at some part of the podcast, he stops and it goes to like him talking to the camera and him saying there's
the commercial, like
30% of you guys not subscribed and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
And we probably have 99% of viewers not subscribed, so subscribe. All right.
What's up?
The solo pod, and the topic for today is around street soccer. But I guess I want to start off the podcast by asking you, after the few street soccer events that we've hosted, without a doubt, what your thoughts have been on it, and we'll kind of go from there. So, what do you think?
The events itself, I think it's been good. In terms of the numbers, I think that's the only thing that hasn't been consistent. Because obviously we wanted to make it as a tournament format, but we're still new, so obviously this is bound to happen. But I think since we've been posting on social and stuff, and I feel like we've been getting more and more people into it. But in terms of the event itself, I think it's been quality. I mean, you could tell who's been playing and who hasn't in terms of street soccer, and I think everyone's enjoying it. I think we've gotten positive feedback, and I mean, it's been fun. It's kind of nostalgic to us, or to me especially, because that's what I grew up doing. So
I think for me, at least a good sign for me is watching the kids play and then wanting to play. If I was there and I'd be like, oh, I'd hate to be a part of that, then you would be like, okay, you're doing something wrong. But every time we've hosted an event, we've had and I'm there, we're reffing or we're just watching, it's like that feeling of just wanting to hop in and play, and I did hop in on one of them, which is cool. And then actually playing it was fun, dude. It's for me, of course, I took it very casual. I couldn't to avoid injury and stuff like that. But that, dude, I think honestly, it's a better, regardless of the turnout of numbers, because of course we want numbers, like you said, to fill up a tournament format. So have group stages, those groups play each other, whatever, and then quarterfinal, semifinal, final, that kind of setup. I think eventually we want to get to that, of course. But regardless, with the turnout we have and stuff, and dude, it's just been a vision of ours for so long. So now actually being able to see it,
it's crazy.
Putting the efforts to do it and actually hosting these, and dude, I think already have had success with it, regardless if it hasn't been exactly what we envisioned. Right. But I think, dude, to actually host the event is actually so stressful in my mind. Trying to find players, teams, advertise the whole thing, and then the day of making sure
people show up.
Making sure the people who said we're gonna be there actually are there. Not making sure, but just hoping that they're actually show up. But then it's also
waivers.
Things that come the little things like waivers, getting all the boards, first
setup,
setting up.
Setup.
But actually building those boards was actually that was honestly the biggest headache of it all. But and then now transporting those over to the location, and then I don't know, every time we've ever had it, the fear of there being too many cars there, or it being full or something, has always stressed me out. Yeah. Going into these. But now that we've done it at a later time, I think that's to me it's
way better. It's
better,
basically empty.
Yeah.
And have lights. Starting
at 4 p.m. Yeah, I think it's cool. And I don't know when this podcast is gonna come out, but I just filmed the episode with Platini, and he started talking about the importance of street soccer and how well that translates to the game itself. And that to me was like reassuring that we're doing the right thing.
100%. Everything that he said with like the being technically better, understand timing and vision and stuff because of the he's playing about like the shirts. Like not everyone's gonna have the same. That's all like. I'm like, yes. Like yeah, exactly. You're just saying everything that I know because we grew up in that, and that's I know that to be true because once like I said, we started playing recreational and on grass. Bro, we stood out, and our technique stood out because all the years that we've been playing street soccer. So
how can you tell the difference between someone who hasn't played street soccer and someone who has played street soccer? Like why and these events that we posted, what stood out to you?
Well, you have to adapt to the field of play. Like obviously in grass, it's not going to be as bouncy as it would on the streets. So and it's smaller, so you get the ball more.
But I'm saying at our event specifically, you said.
Oh, you could tell just the way they move. Like I think playing street soccer, you have like more coordination and like
there's more flair to you.
Yeah, and he had the example of how basketball transition. It's the same. It's the same size field.
Yeah.
And it's constant transition, and they just understand. I don't know, it just comes natural, and that's all due to like just being adapted to that. And you can just tell. You can just tell the way they move, and obviously when they have the ball on their feet, like they're just so much more comfortable with it. And then you have those players that didn't grow up in that, and you can kind of tell like they have to think a little longer than the street soccer player would because they're so much adapted to the fast pace.
Right.
But yeah, I've noticed that, and I think that to make that what stood out the most is just the technique.
Yeah.
You can just tell the way they step on the ball and the way they make players and all of that.
One thing that's been like with these, I mean, of course we have the waivers to like cover our asses and shit, but I feel like the hesitancy from parents allowing their kids to go and play street soccer because ultimately you're playing street soccer, you're signing up for some scratches and bruises because it's like but I feel like sometimes when I like speak about it with some people and stuff, it's like that like a little bit of, or even when we've hosted some of them, it's kind of like having a bit of like you could see certain players or parents like worried. Yeah. And it's like, but this is part of it. Like that was I know thing.
You said it. I think before we started, like just be prepared to fall because it's gonna happen. Like, it's street and it's concrete or cement, whatever. And dude, remember when we played like we were goalkeepers? Like we should throw ourselves on there. Like, and like
what was funny was, and I'm going back to because we just filmed it with Platini. He started talking about how in Morocco the way they would play is that they had one pole here, one wooden stick here, one wooden stick here as a goal, and the other one was one wooden stick and then a big rock as the other pole, and then there's a big tree in the middle of the field. I'm like, dude, it reminded me of
Mexico.
Yes, but I mean, I have brief. I was so young, I don't remember, but I know. Wait, before you get to that, at Maple Street. Or Maple Avenue, where we used to live. Do you remember those apartments down from ours where there was those big boulders randomly, like just big rocks? It was in front of
Carlos.
No,
by the pool or where?
No. That's our apartment complex. Down the street a little bit more, where
I would get picked up. I remember.
Dude, and we would.
It's like grass and it's a sidewalk.
Yeah, so it was a sidewalk. There's the street here. A
driveway.
And then a driveway in the middle of our field because that was leading to another apartment complex. And then, so this was in front of the apartment complex. It was just a grass, concrete, driveway, grass on the other side, and then big boulders. Yeah. Just in the middle of everything, and one boulder was here. Oh, that's so funny. So there was one boulder and then the wall. And then the other side was kind of the same setup, so that was the goal. And then we would... we would just play there.
That's so funny.
Dude, and like, were you there when, I think, I don't know who, but I think it was me who shot the ball and it hit the sprinkler? Yeah. And it just went, and then so much water, and we just started running. Bro, that's what, when he was telling me that story, that's what it reminded me of. I'm like, dude, playing on that was like,
yeah.
So then that's why when like, and then the way we're formatting this, it's like it's a much more organized, safer way of playing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I think it's kind of like, for me, it's like, it's funny, but it's also a little bit like, come on, bro, like, street soccer, bro, like you, like, and we're also like, when we grew up in Pomona, like, we would play in the alleyway, and there was like sharp rocks everywhere. But when you fell, like you
fell.
You fell. You're
just get up and.
Yeah, but it's like but I'm saying like you're left with like, imagine a turf burn, but like times 10. But like that was, well, I'm saying where we play, because it was like such sharp rocks everywhere. Here is like a parking lot. It's smooth. It's smoothish. Like, but yeah.
It's probably like the safest way to play that.
Yeah.
The way we're setting it up.
But when he was, and I guess this podcast is just gonna be about my conversation with Platini. But when he's talking about like just like how there's a lot more setup of like cage ball everywhere. So like fenced street soccer.
That was
like,
Soy.
dude,
when we played at Soy, 3v3s in the cage.
Yeah, dude. And even when we played that, it was organized. There was a cage there, but there was also a water fountain in the middle of our field.
Yeah. And there's people waiting in line and stuff, like ready to play next.
Bro,
dude, that was so fun.
Dude, I think honestly, I'm glad that we are now starting it, and like we're in the beginning phases of this.
Yeah.
And
we're starting young, bro. You're what, 22? 23? I'm 27. I'm still pretty young.
You're young, bro. We're in our 20s.
Bro, but just imagine in 10 years.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad we started, because this has been something that we've been talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
Of doing, and now we finally decided, okay, we're gonna do it. Like, let's just do it. We're doing it, and it's gonna be like a learning process for sure. Like, we're gonna.
Bro, this is the beginning. All this.
Yeah.
This is just the first month of the.
Yeah,
it's been good. It's been way better than I expected.
For sure, and that's why I'm not even like so focused on the turnout. It's more of like, once people start showing up and they see it, and then they're gonna keep wanting to come out. And now our next one, again, I don't know when this is coming out, but our next, it's probably not gonna be.
It's not gonna come.
I think this one came out.
Platini comes out first, though.
Yeah, so this is coming out after we've already hosted this one, or the next one that we're doing. But I think this is what I've been envisioning, is street soccer with a live DJ and a taco stand, a taquero. Like, bro, like that to me is like sick.
Yeah.
Like, and so if we're able to do that, like, we're gonna.
It's gonna happen.
I imagine it was a success, so it was a success. But like that's what we plan on doing this Saturday, or next Saturday. But that to me, if it turns out just 10% of what I'm envisioning in my head, oh, dude, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be amazing. Now we have our gear, bro.
No, everyone's so sick.
Everyone's gonna be with their gear.
On the whole team.
Like, dude, and then with taco, like a taquero, we have a live DJ, like, dude, and then now with like, hopefully more a larger turnout. It's just like, yeah. With this being said, though, even the smaller events that we've hosted, I'm realizing that like it's not an easy task to manage, dude. Like there's so much like little details that if it's just us two working on,
we need a team. And we have a team, thankfully. We have guys helping us.
So. But like, because I know you had the idea of wanting to make this like a league.
Eventually.
Like actually like a proper street soccer league. I'm like, dude, yeah, we're gonna have to have other people like more people hands on with it, because dude, even like just this has been like oof, we've like there's so many details that we've missed, just like the behind the scenes type stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I'm in no rush to make this like huge, but it's also like you know what I mean? Like I don't like, for me, I'm enjoying this, how small it is right now, because I feel like if once it gets big, I feel like it probably won't be as enjoyable as it is right now.
It's gonna be more
for
like,
us. Yeah. For the players, better, because there's more
course.
competition and stuff. But for us, I don't think it's gonna be as enjoyable as it is right now.
Yeah. You think we're gonna be more behind the scenes, or what do you think?
I mean, unless we hire people to like really manage it all, but I just think it's gonna be more stressful.
Just the numbers, like more numbers, or what do you think? What do you think is gonna make it more stressful?
Well, I imagine if it's gonna be bigger, we're gonna need a bigger venue.
So yeah, everything in the background is gonna be
like with bigger venues, and with more players, we're gonna need more like forms, making sure waivers are signed, making sure, the whole thing. Like when we would go and play indoor soccer and stuff, like go in, register, and all this stuff. Dude, I think it's so funny when I look back at my birth certificate. It just reminds me of Sunday League, like indoor.
Yeah.
Because it's all like my my birth certificate is all like ripped up and has hot Cheeto stains on it. It's destroyed.
So you had to take it to register.
Do you think there's a certain age where street soccer is like too late? Like you like it's no longer beneficial?
Nah.
Or do you think there's a certain point where it's like do you think it's like too late?
Nah, I think just like everything, like repetition. Over time, you just start developing.
But let's say you're 16 and you never played street soccer before. You just start playing street soccer. Do you think it's too late for it to be beneficial for it to translate into an actual game? Like a grass, full field, 11v11?
Maybe. I mean, I think it's going to take time for it to translate.
Right.
But, yeah, just like anything. If you do it consistently enough, obviously it's going to start showing, and you're going to see progression in terms of what the street soccer helps. So like technically wise, or with the ball in your feet, you probably feel more comfortable. Maybe your vision gets a little better. Maybe your reaction's a little quicker, and that's all through street soccer. And just being in that environment and adapting. I think like I said, over time.
Right. I guess I don't know. Like for me, like to be honest, like when we're thinking about this whole street soccer thing, I always just thought of it as like, dude, that's just a fun version of soccer. Like it's just so like, or not fun version. Like soccer's not fun, but like no, I'm saying like it's just like another form of soccer that's just so fun.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to do it. But again, when I spoke with Platini, he started like talking about like the benefits and how it translates. And I of course I knew that there were. I didn't think just how crucial it can be to somebody's development. So that's why I'm thinking like it's like, is that like a form of training that older players should start implementing in their like high schoolers? Like they should make it a point to go and play street soccer, or indoor soccer, or futsal, to actually develop their game. Is that like or should they just keep doing like the individual privates, or go and play Sunday
At least do this once a week or something. Street soccer at least once, because it's different. It's working on different.
What's the difference in your mind between, in terms of like, what do you think is more beneficial, street soccer or indoor soccer?
There's a lot of similarities to it, but street soccer, if it's not organized, would benefit the players with like Platini was saying, like the vision. Like finding, but it's very similar. I don't know. What do you think?
Was this something as well like that? I was like, because if it's like street soccer, just like natural, like you said, not unorganized. I see there being a lot more benefit in terms of like, just dealing with whatever's in your way, and then like being able to control and manipulate the ball. But also like, for example, like our events that we host. Like we use the futsal balls, so they don't bounce.
Right.
We
play with regular balls, huh?
That's what I'm saying, that they bounce like crazy, and you have to just deal with it. So now I'm like thinking, and it's the same thing with like indoor soccer, where they don't use like do they?
They use futsal, don't they?
They use a futsal ball, right? So it's like,
I guess that's the difference.
But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But like, but I wouldn't want to use like a really. I don't know.
I mean, we did growing up. That's all we did.
But I'm saying for the events that we host, would we want to use a regular size?
No, I think futsal would be fine.
But now, does that defeat the purpose a little bit in terms of ball manipulation? It's easy to control a ball that's meant to not bounce. You know what I'm saying? Like when it gets shot to you, and you put your foot out. Yeah, it's like Easier to control that than a ball that's meant to bounce.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just kind of like.
No, that's a good point. That's a big factor because you have to adapt to the way the ball bounces and stuff. And in street soccer, that's I feel like that's how I got really good with I guess timing of the ball, kind of like when it comes to you, like and having that reaction to and able to control it, and it's all through like what's that word? Muscle memory.
Yeah.
And you adapt with that. So I don't know because I rarely used futsal ball growing up. So
I don't know. That's just a thought that came to mind. If it would be more, I mean, in terms of an organized, fun, competitive game, we should use a futsal ball, and that's ultimately what we want to.
Yeah, it's more controlled.
But for a more, I feel like developmental purpose, it would probably be if we were playing like in the street, it would be with like a regular ball that bounces like crazy. I imagine, but I don't know. What do you envision this being in like 5 years?
A league.
A league.
I think we'd have a league.
But what would it like? Okay, keep going. What setup? Like, what kind of setup does it look like? Is it an indoor type of league or?
I guess it just depends how far we've gotten with this. So ideally, I'd want it to be in like a warehouse that we would have, mimicking like where we grew up in the laundries. It's kind of weird though, like 'cause it's like outdoor but indoor. So I don't know. Maybe it could be a mixture of both. I don't know, but something similar towards that. So I think ideally it'd be cement ground. Maybe the balls would be the balls that we would use in regular soccer instead of futsals. I don't know, but obviously more organized and having like a structure and promotion relegation. I think that's sick. I think I've always wanted to do that.
So you've always wanted to just have your own league?
Yeah, like a promotion relegation type of thing. Because I feel like people buy into that more. Yeah. Because, you want whoever you're supporting to stay alive and stuff. Right. So that would be cool. And then obviously getting promoted would be cool too. So. Yeah, I mean, it's something similar towards like how we had growing up. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think very similar. I mean, I don't know whether like, because I kind of envision like the way Soy has it, where they have their building and then outside the building is just like a cage ball. So there's like it's a fenced out field, a street field.
Outside the building?
Outside of the building. You kind of imagine that a little bit, where we have, let's just call it an office space. And then the outside space is where like the fields are and they're just fenced off. That's kind of what I would envision. I don't know, in 5 years, more like 10 years. Right. But something like that where we can host multiple games. And I envision a league as well.
Yeah, I mean, if we had like an office space and we didn't have necessarily the warehouse yet, I think, that'd be sick. Like having it outside the office. In that caged area, I think that'd be cool.
So that's kind of what I envision. But as of right now, we'll settle with plywood.
No, we have a good area, bro. Like
no, for sure. I think the parking lot that we're using is perfect. Yeah. But I just think it's funny because in a few years from now, we're gonna be able to look back and be like, dude, we used to just use plywood. Yeah. Like our field was a plywood that we built in our parents' garage.
Now we have a league.
And now we have a league. Dude, that's sick. So if you guys are watching now, and if you watched this, if you listen to this the entire time, just know that you're part of you're at the beginning of what this is going to be. Like you are at the start of it. And if you believe in us and you stick with us, let it be known because I don't know, just let me know. No, but you're gonna you track our journey. You continue and I mean, of course, we're gonna continue with this as we go on, and we have plans to document more of our journey on YouTube and stuff like that. But just know that you guys are, whoever's watching, you guys are the start of what I promise is gonna be something huge. I think this is gonna be big. Like I think it's gonna be like something that it's gonna be a staple of Orange County.
Yeah, for sure.
Is whatever we decide we want to build, but that street soccer I think is gonna be huge because I think it's gonna be huge here because I think it's not a market that's been tapped into very much in this area. A lot in other areas like in LA or elsewhere, but not necessarily in the OC. I mean, not that I know of, but yeah, I don't know. You have anything else?
Nah, this is sick.
Yeah.
Start playing street soccer if you don't.
Yeah, honestly, I want to do it. I miss it, dude. I want to start playing again, but I have to be smart and careful.
I can't play. My knee.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys in the next episode.